What is going on, you guys? Back in the States. It's a beautiful day out here in Page, Arizona. It is Grinding Stone weekend, and I got invited to participate in Cody Webb and Max Gerston's riding clinic. I'll also be getting to ride his practice bike, so I'll be kickstarting today, but it should be fun to get behind the scenes of what these courses entail and how these guys think, how they ride, and hopefully pick up on some of the techniques.
Let's have an order coffee.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome. Got about 3 hours of sleep. Whew, gonna be a long day.
What are we up to?
We are at Cody Webb's Hard Enduro Clinic. And then we're staying for the race tomorrow.
Cody has an online training program called CW2 Training. I've been a part of it for a while, and it's a really good resource. Everything from bike setup to body positioning, anything you can imagine you can find on there and actually interact with Cody Webb. You can post videos and he'll analyze them and get back with you and give you real-time feedback, so it's really cool. I'll have a link down in the description for that, but what I'm really excited for is I get to ride Cody Webb's practice bike. So as most of you know, I only traveled with the 450 this year, and I really didn't want to bring that bike to a hard enduro clinic. Sorry, Honda. So yeah, I'm gonna get to ride Cody's practice bike. Gator's gonna be here as well, and this will be the first time that I've ever ridden a full factory setup. Eager to give you feedback on everything, so let's get right into it. I really wanted to get a shot of whatever's going on here. Seating in the back? Must do tours out here in the desert.
This place is beautiful.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Sedona. I hope we're gonna be on a new gummy tire. It might be the leftover from the Hawaii race, but I know that race was pretty short-lived.
Alright guys, the end of my race.
And I get to ride the, what do you want to call it? The Gen 3 Tubliss system with the 20 rim locks. So we should be getting nothing but traction today. I see some bikes over there. I think this is where we need to be.
Okay. Hi.
How you doing? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
Alexis.
Alexis, Cody, nice to meet you.
How you doing?
We got
You said you were kicking
some
this
quick
morning,
mods.
but the one you're riding, it's a race bike with an E-start. It ain't a
let's
practice
go.
bike.
There we go.
Well, we just met up with the boys. Bikes are fired up, warming up, and I am pumped to ride this bike. I'm really excited to ride this terrain too. We don't really have this where we stay at in Arizona, so it should be pretty sick. Go! I really appreciate it.
We need a little bit of free play with the cable.
That's good.
Ready?
Yep, I'm on. Alright. Let's go! Dude, this is unreal. Bike feels really good. Oh! I think we're just gonna play around, so
Okay.
film whatever you want. Good, man.
Wait a minute, you're not Cody.
No. How's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
It's not Cody Webb.
I'm not Cody.
So bummed.
You should be.
You're this mechanic? Dude, I don't know who I'm kidding. I can't fucking make it. How's that at? I want to so bad.
terrifying.
Oh, listen to that. It's not a gayness.
Got him.
Found a little guy right here. It's not terrible. Right there. Well, I want to try and look on like a
My first thoughts on Cody's 2025 YZ250X were really positive. This X model bike was introduced back in 2016, and it's an enduro version of the YZ250 motocross bike that has largely remained unchanged since the early 2000s. But it's got an 18-inch rear wheel, kickstand, wide ratio transmission, different suspension valving, ignition timing, but largely at heart is the YZ250 motocross bike. Old technology, carbureted. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's very simple and it just works. Being a motocross derivative, it is definitely stiffer than any of the steel bikes that you're gonna ride, but not in a bad way. It almost gives you a sense of confidence that it can take on anything that you throw at it.
Already arm pump, man. Gotta get all the jitters out. So being a 250 and competing in this hard enduro series where majority of the bikes are 300cc two-strokes, Cody's bike is obviously modified, high compression head, porting. Cody and Gator have been fine-tuning this bike, trying to get it dialed in and just squeeze the most usable power out of the bike. He has a few of these bikes and they've been playing around with so many different settings, and it's not about just getting the most power out of it. The key is usable power. For hard enduro, numbers aren't everything. So while the 50cc give or take deficit compared to all of the 300 bikes, it's noticeable in some scenarios where you just flat out need a little bit more power, loose hill climbs where you just have the bike screaming, or just being able to lug in a higher gear at lower speeds. It's not nearly as noticeable as one would think. And with the option of running a big bore kit, it's really not even a big talking point.
for Cody Webb.
Dude, everybody keeps coming up to me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, yeah. And they're like, oh, I was let down. I want to try and get people to get some consistency. There we go. Do you guys have any questions on this stuff yet, or on the slabs?
Yeah, 1,000. One of the problems I have with this type of stuff is the bike getting unsettled, maybe being a little too aggressive right before the hit in the sand, and the rear moving off position from where I want it.
I think that's a sand feature. You never feel like you're where you want to be. Hit the rock and then try and like recover and commit. Yeah, it is really hard to stay precise in the sand. I think just staying committed to your general line is really important. Just keeping the weight into that rear tire and just staying committed on it, I think is a big part of it.
And traction's coming.
You're probably not going to go where you want to go, so be ready to go where you don't want to go.
Yeah, it is hard to be precise in the sand, and there's definitely an element of riding the wave, and you have to just learn how to flow with it rather than fight it. Oh, buddy.
Getting back to the bike itself, obviously he has the latest and greatest suspension technology. He has applied doing all of his bikes. I think it's local to him in Colorado. So with the gold valves and all of the precision tuned internals, it is definitely the best feeling bike that I've ever ridden in terms of suspension. That's something that I've never spent money on and always regret it. Not only will it soak up pretty much everything, but you can attack stuff at a higher speed, and the high speed valving will also save you, and that's a huge difference with the stock suspension. With a lot of the enduro bikes, the stock suspension, yeah, it's super plush, but as soon as you start pushing it during those high speed impacts, you're really gonna notice all of the deflections and just completely blowing through the stroke, to where Cody's bike remains stout, planted, predictable. And I'll be completely honest, I was really timid riding his bike. I had just met Cody. Obviously I didn't want to crash his bike, scratch it up, especially just being completely out of my element. It kind of shows how well the bike did, and I got comfortable really quick. Alright you guys, quick break in today's video. We got a little bit more shop space now, and I want to give a big shout out to today's video sponsor, FLEXIMOUNTS. FLEXIMOUNTS makes a bunch of these adjustable storage solutions. So they kindly sent out this 4x8 double tiered rack system. I can't wait to open this thing up and see how it looks. Well, you guys, about 2.5 hours later, we got it all installed and it looks amazing. As far as the install goes, it was pretty straightforward. The most tedious part was just making sure everything was square. My goal was to be able to put bikes underneath it, and it's actually perfect. Now, it is completely adjustable, so if you wanted to, you could configure this in many different ways. You can hang it down a lot lower, you can have it hang higher. You have a lot of adjustment to where your racks are actually gonna sit. It's still rated for 1,000 pounds, so 500 on the top tier, 500 on the bottom. All of the hardware is quality stainless steel. The directions are really straightforward. Highly recommend the FLEXIMOUNTS system. If you use my link down in the description, you're gonna save some cash, and I'm sure there's gonna be some sales coming up during Black Friday. But if you made it this far, thank you for your patience. Let's get back to the video. Butt bouncing on the seat.
I feel like you're kind of taller too.
Yeah.
It like makes life easier. It's like sit there versus like.
Right.
I get lazy sometimes.
All right.
I'm gonna be with it.
The only crutch is the kickstart. Now, the biggest thing to remember is it's not as big a deal for Cody Webb as it is for a guy like me or some of you watching this video. For me, riding this in hard enduro, I'm gonna be stalling it significantly more than Cody. He's just not relying on that starter as much as a more inexperienced rider. So yeah, for the weekend warrior, it is gonna be a big crutch. Get in those super tricky situations and you're stalling out your bike, you don't have that button to rely on, and the kickstart can be a big issue. They're trying to dial in the electric start, so even for Cody, it's obviously important enough for him to want to invest the time, effort, money into fine-tuning an e-start setup, which they'll get it dialed eventually, and hopefully the wheels are already turning with factory Yamaha to adopt their own electric start system, because that would just cause these bikes to absolutely fly off the shelf.
All right, I wanted to say something. So, for the most part, this one's one of those ones where it's got like all those highs and lows we talked about, right? And it's got the sand mixed in, so it doesn't look bad, but it ends up being a lot trickier.
And it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Like that one over there with all the sand on the rock before it, you got to account for that.
Something I work on at home, when I worked on growing up riding trials, is like, you want to make it harder, just throw a turn in it, right? So come here on this pad, turn, And then practice getting like drive with not much and really not good conditions.
This is where being precise and learning how to spot your line and be balanced all the way around the corner is going to really pay off. Especially if you come around the corner and you're not really aware of where your rear tire is, but there's a rock like that you run your rear tire in, you're not going to have the drive that you need to get up stuff. So you want to see as much as you can and really try to be precise with your tires and your turn before the obstacle.
Oh yeah!
A huge playground.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
It's so different than what we're used to.
I know.
Something that I'd never thought about until this weekend, Adam had mentioned it to me, is you can actually get better hole shots on a kickstart bike. There's a delay when using electric start versus that kickstart. You can get right on that compression stroke. As soon as that horn fires off to start the race, you can slam that foot down and you're gonna be one of the first bikes off the line. That's not something that I really thought about in the past, but that is huge in these hard enduro races, getting ahead of everybody, staying out of the bottlenecks. There's few advantages to a kickstart bike. That is definitely one of them. And once you can get that technique dialed in, it can be an advantage. So as far as the development of the YZ250X and whatever is to come in the future, it's a must if they really want to get the most out of these bikes. So I'm not sure what we're going to see over the next few years, if anything. Unfortunately, I think this is largely an emissions issue. You see this with other manufacturers as well. They get grandfathered into these previous models of bikes, and they're not allowed to make certain changes without meeting new regulations. So to see any kind of significant updates, while it is possible, it's definitely unlikely to see much two-stroke development. It almost just doesn't make sense for them to do it financially when it's not their bread and butter. Hard enduro is just not popular here in America like it is overseas. And it's unfortunate because it's a really gnarly sport, but it just doesn't have the watchability aspect like motocross, supercross, even enduro cross. It's not as easy to digest. And yeah, all that stuff matters in terms of bike development because it's profit-based. But hey, there's always hope. Let me know down in the comments below, do you think Yamaha has anything cooking in terms of development with two strokes? I know Cody's even spending a lot of time on his four-stroke bike. That's pretty much what all the enduro cross guys are using. The 250, 300s, the 350s, just having that consistent power delivery with the four-stroke. More fast-paced, obviously. That's where the two-stroke shines, is the low-speed, super technical, way less fatiguing, and just the heat management. They stay cooler. Four strokes generate a lot of heat, and for these long, brutal races, while the four stroke is getting better, it's still just not there yet. So getting back to Cody's bike, it was an absolute pleasure to ride. I had a blast during this jam session, and big shout out to Cody for letting me ride his bike. Cody and Max put on this collab riding clinic here in Page at the Grinding Stone event. It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend you enter one of these classes in the future. I learned a lot in this short amount of time, and you can also join his CW2 training course online as well if you can't make it out in person. But this bike was a lot of fun to ride. He's obviously got a few podiums now and a first overall, so he's proven that this bike works, and I look forward to seeing the next few years with this program. Rocky Mountain Yamaha, Cody Webb, he's now got Riley Bender on the team. Pretty cool stuff, man. I just like seeing different things.
We're gonna go head back to start doing everything else.
Sounds good.
But he left with the van, so maybe if you can ride it back.
Yeah.
And then she can come meet you in the van or something.
Yeah, sounds good. Yep.
Who the heck knows what these guys are going to be riding in the next 10 years? Drop a comment down below. Would you buy a YZ250X in the year 2025 going into 2026? Is it on your radar? Is it something that you would even consider? And if not, what updates would Yamaha need to make in order for you to consider buying one of these bikes? One thing that I haven't even mentioned yet is the price. These bikes are super affordable, thousands cheaper than some of the premium models. So that's obviously a huge factor. The current MSRP for a 2026 YZ250X is $8,200.
I was like, oh god.
Oh shit. Had to commit there. That's a wrap. Woo. How's it going? Good. Got the Charged Cycle Works crew out here. I've been following you guys for a while. Oh yeah? Yeah.
For $8,200, I feel like you get a really decent bike. The chassis you get, the performance that you get, I think it's a really good option, especially for the weekend warrior and for somebody that wants to save some cash and just get a rock solid bike that you can still compete with. So yes, it's Adventure Daily approved. Would love to hear your thoughts and experiences with the bike, so drop a comment down below. Thanks to everybody that made this happen. Thank you, Eric, if you're watching this. And as always, remember to live free and adventure daily.
Should be back there, dude. I'm reaching far to, like, you know, put
I wasn't out there.
Good. That's good.
I was hoping to stay together for you. I was like, I think it's a race. Fell apart, broke down in a race, and then we're just handing it to you.
Right.
And then I was leaving with the toolbox.
Yeah.
He's like, I think Tanner guy's talking to him. I think you know him. I'm like, he texted me a minute ago. I do know him.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
crazy.
I can't believe that's not you at the gas station.
No, I keep seeing the van too. Yeah.
Wait, we got to see the guy.
Yeah, I know.
He's a Cody goes, how many guys with red hair and a mustache?
Right.
What the hell did you tell me to get hit?
Well, you guys, that's a wrap. Cody Webb, Max Gerston, Hard Enduro Clinic. A lot of fun. A lot more casual than I guess I was expecting, in a good way though. Everybody was competent, so we just went out, had fun, got some pointers here and there. A lot of good talk on body positioning, and it was pretty cool for someone that's not into racing and just riding for fun. But I do like to challenge myself. I definitely picked up a few things. What'd you think?
Oh, I had a blast. I was just along for the ride. Literally.
Yeah, huge shout out to Cody though. I appreciate you letting me ride your bike. That was a blast. It was a really cool experience, and I'm sure a lot of you want to know what it felt like. Really good. I think Cody and I are a similar build, so it really was set up for me. Power wise, it felt good. I would say the 300 that I'm used to definitely has a little bit more on the bottom, but he's riding a completely different setup than what was on my bike. So would I buy or ride or own a YZ250X? Absolutely, man. It's a tried and true platform. The chassis is good, KYB from the factory. I think it's a good option if you're willing to make the sacrifice of the electric start. And today, just riding, playing around and having fun, it wasn't an issue. But for a race like this, where I'm not competent with the clutch enough, a guy like Cody, he's not going to be stalling it all the time. You know, he might have to kick it once or twice a race, but for me, it would definitely be a struggle. Regardless, I had a super good time on the Yamaha, and yeah, first Blue Crew experience.
Now we get to experience this. Thank you so much.